Hello. I have a very interesting topic to talk to you about today. I want to talk to you mainly about the difference between bravery and strength. But before I do, I want to explain that it's very similar to the difference between hope and faith. Okay, so I said in the past that hope is wavering. And I don't mean that in any kind of negative way. I mean that solely as hope is what guides us in the moment. Okay, so what it is that is going on in our immediate environment is what we hope for, whether it's we hope for a better circumstance, we hope for a better relationship, we hope for whatever it is, okay? But that changes based on our circumstances. Whereas faith is like the constant, it is the absolute knowing, the belief, the faith, the knowing that the sun will rise every single day. We have faith in life. Life is the overall picture of what we have faith for. Think about what your faith entails. It is that the divine will always be merciful for anyone who decides to return to the light. This is the absolute backbone of your faith, while hope is guided by the waves of your life. Okay, bravery and strength are the exact same. Bravery is what gives you that oomph to fight the battle, but the strength is what gets you through the entire war. Okay, because every battle you have requires strength to go back and observe objectively, and this is what requires strength, people, is being objective. When we fight a battle, no matter what that battle is, even if it is a feeling of trying to overcome a negative voice that you have for yourself, this is a battle, okay? And every time you go through that battle and you win that battle or you lose that battle, it does not matter. What matters is that the next thing that you do, which requires all the strength that you have, is something you absolutely do. Okay? That objective observation of the battle you just went through. You have to have the courage to face yourself in the mirror and say, I made a mistake. Or, I didn't make a mistake. I did what was best in that situation. Regardless of whether it was a win or a loss, you are the only one who has to face yourself. That's what requires the strength. That's why when we are in silence, it is unbearable, because it requires strength to face that voice, the voice inside of your mind that keeps you small, that keeps you dependent, that keeps you from finding the truth about you. But when you have that strength and you walk with that courage as your badge of honor, to face everything and to objectively look at your own patterns in life. No blame, no shame. I say this all the time. You cannot be angry at a baby who does not know how to speak. So how can you be upset at yourself for forgetting the way that you should, well, not should, the way that you want to be, the way that you are, the way that you are at the core of your being? When we make choices that continue to make us rely on others, when we make choices to dim ourselves in order to be accepted by others, these are betrayals that we don't even realize we're doing to ourselves. And it's deep, deep down in our soul. And when we finally have the strength to face that, it causes pain. I myself went through this. And this is part of the reason why I have been so absent lately. I have been facing myself. I have been facing that which I myself would have considered a betrayal to me. And I forgave myself and I was compassionate for myself. And this is where the strength comes in, my friends. Strength isn't just about endurance. It's about the ability to rise above. And when I say rise above, I mean rise above the anger, the fear, and the doubt. and most of all, the pain. When we continue to allow the pain of the past to hurt us, it is non-physical. It is completely emotional. And it's completely and totally something we do to ourselves. When we realize that the past is something that can no longer hurt us, and we learn how to objectively observe, we change the history. We rewrite the story. And we don't see ourselves any longer as the victim or the betrayer. We see ourselves for who we truly are. And we see the patterns in our lives as our soul trying to explain to us, hey, this isn't what you want to do. This isn't what you want in life. This isn't what you need. And we betray ourselves by telling ourselves, oh, it's just anxiety. Oh, it's just chaos theory. It's just this. It's just that. It's just paranoia. Whatever it is. But really, it's your intuition screaming at you, hey, stop. Stop, you're hurting yourself. And this is the difference between hope and faith, bravery and strength. And don't forget courage. Because that courage is just as important as that bravery and that strength. That courage gets you through that mud. It's what keeps you from drowning in the muck. You have all of these qualities. We all do. Every single one of us is on a hero's journey of our own right. And if you've never faced hard consequence in your life, then you're not paying attention. And you're just going along with whatever's floating your boat. But that's okay. Every single one of us has a path. Every single one of us has a journey. And just because it doesn't look the same, doesn't mean they don't end up in the same place. I'll talk to you later, guys. Bye.